Hey family, it's D. Orlando Fortune coming at you again with another inspirational talk. And today's topic, we're going to talk about the RAS. Yes, yes, yes. No. This is the reason why in the cute little movie Up, while you see the dogs that are going through whatever they're going through during the movie, and all of a sudden a squirrel runs by and it's
Hawk, squirrel!
take off. This is why they do that. But what does that have to do with you? Yes, yes, yes. No? Okay, so again, so we're talking about the RAS, the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system, hard for me to say, isn't it? Is the reason why, like as a child, and you saw other little kids, they may have on a new t-shirt or maybe some new shoes, and you notice these things because you want a new t-shirt, new shoes, and you see like everybody around you is always getting new t-shirts or new shoes. Or maybe that was just me. Or as an adult, you start noticing like that new car, or once you get that new car, or you're looking for buying that new car, you start seeing that same model. You know, maybe it's a Toyota, or maybe it's a Chevy or Ford, or whatever it is. You start noticing it everywhere. Either before you, as you're looking to buy that car, or after you bought the car, you notice it everywhere. This is the reason why. It's also the reason why negative people see negative things. Why positive people see positive things. Maybe looking at the same situation, but because our RAS is programmed to see certain things, it's the reason why in any given situation, a negative person only can point out the negative things that happen, and why a positive person can only see the positive things that happen in that situation, and so on and so forth. Depending on the personality of the person, that's what they're going to see in any given situation because of this part of the brain. Now, what we're talking about here, in essence, is how our subconscious focuses on things. It's how our subconscious filters things out. It's why we see certain things while we don't see other things. It's the reason why certain things that come into our lives while other things come out, are kept out. You see, we see or smell different things, but they're not consciously aware of them. Like all the things that is going on in our life, our subconscious is picking up all these different senses, all these things that are going on, whether it's we see the whole field of vision, all the senses, the smells that are coming in, the things that we're tasting in our mouth, the things we're feeling, the air, the breath, this couch I'm sitting on, the clothes on my skin. All these things are being picked up by our brains. However, we're only aware of certain portions of them, and that's what we are consciously aware of. Okay? Now, the thing about it is if we were consciously aware of all these different things that are going on, all these different data and sensory experiences that are going on right now, and all the thoughts that are going on, then we basically have a sensory overload. If you think about the movie, there's a scene in the movie from Man of Steel, where Superman has just landed in the U.S., or actually on Earth, and he hasn't figured out how to control his heightened senses. So like everything starts overwhelming him. He's hearing all the noises outside, the crickets and ants crawling and all these things, and the sunlight's so bright on him. He's hearing and feeling all these things, and it overwhelms him. So he goes and runs and hides in a closet while he's at school. But his mother comes in and comes up to the school, and it was like, remember, focus on this, focus on that. And it allows him the opportunity to regain his sense of control, because all these things are overwhelming. We'd be just like that if we didn't have our RAS and our consciousness to only focus on certain pieces. Now, what this means for us is it's very, very, very great news for us, because we are able to control what it is that we are focusing on. You see, we decide what info we want to let in. Now, this is the major reason why I believe that in a statement when it says that a student will find his teacher when he's ready. Okay? The reason why I believe that is very simple. For like in my life, for personal example, I wanted to get into real estate investing. So I was studying, I was learning, I was going out and doing all these things. You've heard some of this story before. However, what ended up happening for me is that I just so happened to run into a gentleman who knew a lot about real estate. It just seems to happen on a plane flight from DC out to back to Indianapolis. I'm sitting next to a gentleman who had just come out to Baltimore, Maryland, only to invest in real estate. Why does that happen? Because I needed to learn a very key lesson about value. He asked me a very simple question: what is value? And that key question made me have a great foundation for what did you really mean by that. I went on a journey for that and try understanding about what it is to actually buy real estate, investing in real estate. Okay. Then I'm out here in Indianapolis and I'm learning about real estate even more as I'm going through the process of trying to purchase properties. And lo and behold, as I buy some properties, my father comes home one day and he calls me and tells me that he has run into a gentleman at a networking event that is buying properties all over Indianapolis. Lo and behold, this man, I get introduced to him, he becomes my mentor, and I start buying a lot of properties from him. Just because I'm doing these certain things, other things start coming into my life. Because I was focused on everything about real estate. I'm driving down the street, I constantly see signs that we pass by all the time. All of a sudden I see, oh, home for sale over here, for sale by owner over here, new complex or new development going on over here. I notice all these different things. The grass is overgrown over here. There's a board on the windows over here. I notice all these things because I'm focused on being a real estate investor. So all these things start happening for me. Also, this is the reason why things happen for you in the way that they happen for you. Because in the last episode, we introduced hunger and keeping ourselves focused on the activities that we really are trying to get into. We're keeping that center of our focus. Now, if we're doing this, then we are naturally beginning to reset our RAS. By the very act of staying hungry after a certain goal, me in that particular instance, real estate, and keeping it the center of my focus of all of my activities, meaning everything I did was always about coming back to real estate, whether that was taking a break at work and reading a book, or going to sleep before I go to sleep at night, I go onto a chat room and talk about real estate. Now, because I was doing that, I was reprogramming my RAS, my reticular activating system, towards the achievement of buying more property. Now, things will begin to happen to you, as I've already described, as you start reprogramming your RAS. And one last thing I want to talk about real simply is something I found on basically one of the dummies books, right? What it says is this: the reticular activating system is the portal through which nearly all information enters the brain. Smells are the exception. They go directly into your brain's emotional area. The RAS filters the incoming information, affects what you pay attention to, how aroused you are, and what is not going to get access to all 3 pounds of your brain. The RAS responds to your name, anything that threatens your survival, and information that you need immediately. So what this means is, with this RAS focused in and tuned into the things that you really want to have, your goals in life, you're more likely to stumble upon something that will help you move forward. So get focused, use your RAS, reprogram it to filter out those things you want. As I said in the beginning, it says yes, 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 no. That's not what I want. And we have to do that. Eliminate those no's from our life. Now, I hope this has helped you understand a little more about the physical, the psychological side of what's going on in your brain and how we can reprogram ourselves to achieve our goals. Again, this is Dr. Orlando Fortune. I love you so much. I only want to see the best for you. And help you live a life of no doubt, just blessings. You can have everything you want in your life because God wants you to have them. If only you believe. I love you.